from 17 once again. This is my Metro Last Light Ranger Hardcore difficulty walkthrough. This is Chapter 8, it's called Echoes, and I have a spider on my face. Which the first time that happens, it is kind of... because I'm not the biggest fan of spiders. You do get used to it though, because there's a lot of spiders in this game. A lot of like ambient spiders that they use to populate some of the detail. But this mission's pretty simple. We're going to be moving across the surface. There's a couple of awkward fights with, I think they're called Watchers. And it's only awkward because on this difficulty you die in 2 swipes. You can sometimes get killed so fast, it's very, very dangerous. But I've got a couple of handy techniques that should get you through. And there is a decent checkpoint, so you shouldn't have too much trouble with it. But at this moment I'm going to talk a little bit about what I was saying in the last video to try and finish up the topic I didn't have time to do so with. And I was saying, because my headset's broken and I've not replaced it yet, it's bumming me out. And it stops me from doing so much, and it's that weird thing of, you don't realise how much you use something recreationally until you lose it. You really don't. And I know that's about as cliche as it gets, and it's usually used for something a bit more profound and solemn like death, but it still translates to equipment and technology as well, because like, the internet being so bad makes me appreciate when it's not. But at the same time, I never know when it's going to go back to being shit, that, like, I can't appreciate it because it's constantly shit. And the only, glowing benefit here is I don't pay for it myself, my dad does. But I'm at the point where I'm telling him to fucking cancel it because it's terrible. It's appallingly bad, it's just, oof. And then things like with the headset, I can't do live comms. I can't do any kind of live playthrough or let's play scenarios, because I can't do them. Because I have to hear the game, I can't sit in fucking silence like a retard. It's not right. It's not right, goddammit. I can't do intensive commentaries where I'm listening to things and I'm telling you audio cues. Like, there's probably some information right now that you're missing out on because I can't fucking hear it. And it limits so many things. God, it sucks. Like, I've got a bunch of games I want to play, but it gets to 10 o'clock, I can't play them for story because I can't fucking hear them. And admittedly, one of them is Dead Island Riptide, or Tit-Tide, or whatever that game is called, which I have almost no ambition to play because the first one bored me almost to oblivion. And the story on that game's probably, yo dog, the zombies dog, alright dog, let's kill the zombies dog. And yeah, that's as gripping as it gets. It's like a Michael Crichton novel. But still, couldn't listen to it if I wanted to, and that is the point. And it's just one of those things. You take for granted the things that you use daily, and that's the thing that blows so much about Triton's headset. I use that thing daily, and after 3 months it broke, which is not good build. It's not a seal of quality. That has not been fucking tested. So stupid. But I'm not going to talk about Triton because they just get me mad, and I'm trying to keep these as light as possible. There's another spider crawls on my face. That one was a big, nasty looking one. And I think that's happens every time you do that to that corpse, because it seemed almost, generated. But use your lighter to burn some of this stuff. What's going to happen here is there's a room that they want you to go into, and if you pick up the shotgun, you're going to get attacked by a watchman. I don't pick it up because I've already got a much better shotgun, which is the one I'm using now, and I personally think it's the best shotgun on the game. I tried the Saiga on my last playthrough, and that thing might have 20 shells when it's got its extended drum on it, but it's weak as piss. It's super weak. It takes twice what every other shotgun takes, it seems. It's not fun, in my opinion. Although it does fire rather fast. But I like to know that I'm putting things down. I'm a DPS guy when it comes to shooters. I want to kill fast, and I want to kill where I aim. And speaking of shooters, the sensitivity on this game is insane. Like, I've got every single bit maxed, and I still turn like an old lady trying to find a missing shopping cart. It's just madness. This moment here, folks, when Pavel says do not move, let them pass, just stay crouched, stay down, and you should be fine. The Watchmen and the red ones, the ones that are kind of like just ambient, they're so strange. When you're crouched, occasionally nobody even acknowledges you're there. You can just move past all of them, never getting attacked. Every so often, though, the AI kind of twitches out and starts attacking you. And there's a couple moments in the game where you can exploit this and get away with killing anything. But every so often it fails, and I would like to say it was my fault that it failed, but there's a couple of situations where the only thing I can blame is the game, and I am a firm believer that a lot of people will quickly blame the game as opposed to their own flaws, which you're never going to improve unless you acknowledge your own inabilities. And that's the best way to look at things, but every so often the game will fuck you, so you want to point that out. And it's funny I should say that, because I point out a lot of the spaces in games where I think they're lacking, or I think something should have been designed better, and a lot of people misconstrue that as me just hating on the game, you know. They turn things into arguments which are simply just matters of opinion, matters of mechanical fact, you know. Arguments don't have to have a negative connotation, they don't have to be, you know, this confrontational personal thing. Sometimes it can just be two people sharing each other's opinions, listening to each other's opinions, and building a stronger opinion based on what's been said. I was actually speaking to a guy earlier today who was telling me the Latin origin of the word argument, which has nothing to do with two people shouting at each other and raising the voice. It's literally just a debate. And isn't it strange that YouTube is hardly ever a forum? And I'm guilty of it myself. A lot of the times it's for a good reason, I think. For instance, if somebody comes along and shares an opinion that to me is so broken and stupid, I'd rather block them than continue to, you know, to have a dialogue. That to me is completely justified. Like the other night, somebody called save editing to make a PvP build worse than having unlimited modded life. And I'm sorry, but if you have that mentality, you're gone. I don't even want to waste the time it would take for me to show you that your way of thinking is fucking stupid. And it's one of those things on the internet where you can't change everybody, and nor should you try, because everybody is entitled to an opinion. It doesn't mean that that opinion is any good though, and it just is what it is. But now that we've gone through the plane and we've seen all the hallucinations and all the other good stuff, we're going to be moving through Watchman territory, and this point onwards you're going to be shooting a lot of things. So you can leave them to Pavel to shoot, but it takes him about 9 weeks to kill the flying thing. I'm probably going to put a crossfade in to alleviate some of the waiting, because I am not a patient man when it comes to making guides. You know, I like to get shit done, I like to get stuff pumped out. And I'm in a bit of a lull at this moment on the channel, because a lot of the projects that are going out are only being watched by the very few people that are so deep in this empire that they practically are the co-founders / CEO members, because everybody else is just, you know, not watching. And it's a shame, because I know if there was something right now that was really shit hot, even though I do know there are things at this moment that are shit hot, like Minecraft and all the Minecraft mods, and Rogue Legacy is getting a lot of attention, which I think I'm going to cover in my Master Race stuff, and just a few other things. But there's no big titles, there's no releases at this moment. We're in the summer, we're in the place where it's the doldrums, where nobody wants to risk releasing anything, and the breaking that is going to be Splinter Cell and the Killer is Dead, which I'm really looking forward to, because I've never had the pleasure of playing a No More Heroes game, and unfortunately my experience with Suda51 has been a little bit negative, because Shadows of the Damned was fun but broken, and Chainsaw Lollipop thing, one of the worst fucking games I've ever played. You know, the thing had one hook, and that was all it had for the entire just heartbreaking campaign. Just so boring, so Dynasty Warriors-y. Like, that probably sold millions in Japan, because you just turn your fucking brain off and you just tap one button on an assembly line. It was so rough. Ugh. Just remembering it makes me want to, you know, take a fucking lithium. Just stupid bad. But at this point here, there's a bunch of animals, watchmen, whatever the fuck these things are, dropping down and attacking. And they're going for Pavel, and you can just save your ammo and let him shoot some. Some of them will take note of you. You'll notice I've sped this up, because what I'm doing is I'm standing where the interaction point is. And when you do this, you seem to be out of the aggro range of the rest of the enemies. So you're very safe here, and Pavel's doing all the work, so it saves you a lot of ammo. The only real threat is your oxygen limit. You know, if you don't have any filters and you're kind of low, then this is probably not the strategy you want to take. But if you want to save ammo and you want to be efficient, it's pretty good. But through here is the hardest part of the level. You're going to be taking on 2 to 3 of these animal things at the same time, and 2 to 3 hits and you're dead. So you need to be really on par here, or you're going to die a few times. This was the first place I died on the recording run, I believe. I had a couple of moments where I got spotted and I restarted, but actual death, this was the first place, because killing these things, they move very fast, they are very damaging, and it's just, yeah, it's dangerous. So do your best. You know, get your circle strafe on, be evasive, punish them for getting close with your superior shotgun, and you might get a chance to use a medkit if you're really lucky, but I'm in the mindset, especially on a fight like this, where the moment you get hit, you've kind of just got to commit to killing everything, because the time it takes to heal is the time it takes to kill you. So hopefully that mentality should help you get this shit done. And this right here is meant to happen. It looks like you're about to die, and it's very misleading, but this is all pre-programmed stuff, guys, and that is the end of Chapter 8. So thank you for watching, and you take care now.
Like a stroll through the park, huh?
Our short visit to dead Moscow